And we are live. So, welcome to another episode of this great brand reset project where I'm here to figure out how to reset my brand. Actually, I kind of figured out, but bring you on a journey as I reset my brand. And today we're going to talk about this book here. This is Marketing by Seth Godin. And it's a book that's been keeping me up at night because I seriously hate the stuff he said. It took me a long time to understand what the book meant. Let me just unblur this stuff because he was not talking about marketing. He was talking about how you see things, how you see marketing, how you perceive it, and that's why it's a small font because it's gonna take you a while to contextualize what he said until when you learn how to see marketing, how you see branding, then you'll understand how to think in a way that makes sense for your audience, for your product, for your offer, and for your community. So that's why I've decided to spend more time to share about this book before I go back to the nuts and bolts of branding and marketing, which we will come to eventually as we progress through this journey. And if you remember yesterday's episode, we talked about uh, yesterday, 2 days ago, we talked about STOP, strategy, tactics, and operations and processes. So we need to spend some time on the strategy before we go to the tactics and then operations and processes. Because if you don't sort out your strategy, you will not know what is the appropriate tactic. You'll fail at delivering the operations and you'll fail at performing the processes. So that's why a lot of business owners they are at different places at the wrong time. So since we're at the starting point, we should be spending times on this strategy. And for the next few sessions, my strategy is about knowing yourself, knowing oneself, and that is such an important strategy. It's the one thing that most of us are not aware of, including myself. I took a long time to understand what I am really, and I feel that this book really brings it out, and it's really annoying me because every time I read a chapter, I spend a full day reflecting what it means to me, and I usually discuss it with my wife or discuss with my friends, what it means to them, and before I finally get to internalize. And I hope I do a good job sharing with you guys today what I have just internalized. But this bit of what it means. So give me a second. So today's topic, if you realize, I shared about two things. Do you want to conquer or do you want to collaborate? Now, when most business, I talk to many friends in my journey and a lot of clients as well, you realize you will find people coming from two different conversations, coming forward with two different conversations. You'll find people who come to you and say, Imran, I want to be the best in the industry. I want to dominate. I want to take down all the competitors. I want to be the best in the world. Another kind of person, Imran, I want to be the one that can give the best to my community. I want to serve the people. I don't care about my competitors. I just want to do the best I can and get to reach more people, associate with more people. And these are worlds apart. And when you know which group you belong to, and you'll find that you attract like-minded people. You need to know what kind of people you attract, and then everything else down the line becomes easier. That's why I feel I have to talk about this first. So coming back to the kind of two kind of people, the conquer and collaborate. So let me just share my screen. So two kind of people. Do you want to conquer or collaborate? So those who conquer, they are all about dominating. They want to eat first. They want to be associated winners. They are about hoarding power. They want seizing victory. And that is common with a lot of growth company, a lot of startups. They have to focus on conquering. So I'm going to be quite fast. For those who focus on collaborate, they're all about affiliation, growing their network, growing the community. They're okay if they eat last. They're okay if they lose in the front. And it's all about being associated with influential people. It's all about knowing that everyone gets to eat. It's all about knowing about building the foundation. And this is more common with, I would say, mature companies or individuals who wants to focus. I usually find it more common with more mature companies or mature businesses where they have achieved some level of success, and now they have to focus on collaboration. If you have had a conversation with me before, or my style of branding and marketing is that I go through a phase which I usually pitch to my clients, and this is usually several stages. At the start, I will usually tell them, I'm not going to do any marketing for you. I'm not going to do any work for you. I'm not going to do any advertisement for you. This is what you need to know. When those who come with me, I'll tell them, you need to know yourself first. And then I'll focus on finding where should you be marketing yourself. And then it's about getting the results. After you get results, you focus on community. So at different point of time of your business, you need to know which one do you belong to. So examples, it's not wrong to be someone who focus on conquering, neither is it wrong to be someone who focus on collaborating. I've looked around my friends and competitors. I realize I myself fall in the line of someone who prefers to collaborate. Let me explain why. Because in the early stages, when I pitch to my clients or my prospects, I pitch about what results I can bring them. I pitch about what results they can enjoy as well, and that's about what how they can actually be ahead of the competitors. And that kind of conversation is meant for someone who has not built your branding, for someone who's still new to the industry. You want to convince people fast. You go for a conquering attitude. You're gonna go a bit more aggressive. You're gonna make bold moves, I would say. But be careful, because sometimes those kind of values may not align with your prospects or clients. You will attract prospect or clients who are of similar status, because there are people who are at a growth stage. They will love what you can do, and they will definitely ride with you. Or people who are at the transitional stage, they will definitely agree with what you say. Growth stage, they will prefer people who are also up and coming, hungry for results. And then when you have enough growth, when you have enough results, you want to level up your brand. You can't be still talking about immediate results, short-term conversations, or domination. You have to shift your conversation to collaboration. So nowadays, I focus a lot about collaboration conversation, communal conversation. It's not about you getting results fast. It's about your client experiencing the best that you can offer. So there's a slight shift. It's a bit of subtle change, but my conversation is more about values now. The conversation is not about results. The result is a byproduct of the values. I talk about values. I talk about processes. I talk about systems, and I talk about strategy as well. It's not about steroids, the kind of results. So there's a collaboration. I usually talk to them. When you work with me, it's not long. It's not about 1 month, 2 months. I look at your business and I see a horizon of up to 3 years. If that is the kind of conversation you're comfortable with, then I think we are suited for each other. But if you think that you want to ride with me for 1, 2 months, then I feel we are not suitable for each other. Whereby you might be suitable for someone who is the conquering stage, because they're here to really make it happen in the next 1, 2 months, boom, and then move on. So that's something for you to think about. So I'm gonna show a quick graph for you to understand how this may affect you. So you need to know which one you are. And people come into different quadrants. Some people are this here. Didn't share my. So people come in different quadrants. Some people have high perceived status, but then they actually have imposter syndrome. So these people usually come here. So most people with imposter syndrome, they come into here. They don't realize that they don't feel that confident themselves. These are the people who are dominant, like Oprah. They're super confident themselves, and other people also see themselves as confident people. And then these are the people who actually they have low perceived people. Outside people think of them very lowly, but actually they do have value. And these are usually sometimes these can be different kind of people like scholars or technicians, because their value is only reflected in certain special places only. And then we have people with low self status. I would say these are hermits, are people who want to lay low and they are comfortable there. Now, a lot of selling comes when you want to sell a product. When you create on the highest level of branding is when you're able to deliver status, when you're able to make a shift in status, or you're able to preserve someone's status. So shifting or preserving status is what you should ultimately do with your product. So let's talk about the drill again. Let's say someone wants to why do people buy drills in the first place? It's not because they love collecting drills, it's because they want to have a beautiful home, and they need to have that beautiful shelf up on their wall. And that drill for now seems to serve that purpose, to make that hole that can insert that shelf. But if tomorrow someone creates a product that can hold that rack up without creating a hole in the wall, that is the item that will actually serve its purpose instead. So you don't need that drill anymore, and the person gets to maintain that status. So that means your product can actually revolve and innovate to different stuff. So I kind of digress a bit. So high perceived status. Let's say you want to move your status, or you need to know your own status first, and you need to know how to shift around your status. So let's say you are you're someone with a low status, you want to move up, you can actually upskill yourself, learn more things, create more value in the world, and that will bring you up to someone who is up in the status ladder somewhere here. And let's say if you are someone who wants to collaborate more, you have to help others more, you have to find more people, share more content, create more value. That will mean educate more people, that will be more enabling others. Some people, they thrive in helping themselves, means they can grow very fast themselves, and that's where they find the results fast. Some people, they grow through others, where they grow in a community, they collaborate with others, that's where their growth is. So for now, objectively, there isn't anything wrong with either side, but in the future, when you want to reach the level where you want to scale, you want to increase your brand, you have to be the one that focus on collaboration. And again, today's conversation is knowing which one you are. Why is it important to know whether you're someone who is conquering or whether someone who is collaborating? Why is it important to know your strategy at this point of time? It's very straightforward. Let's say if you're someone who is focused on conquer, that shows your brand is still probably at the early stages, because or probably that campaign is a short-term campaign, whereby it's probably a short horizon, 2-3 months campaign. You need to make it work, get results fast, and get out. Or you're still new, and you need to make sure that you get the credibility fast by getting results, and that will reflect in terms of the tactics that you use. Why? Because you're the kind of platforms or the strategies marketing campaign used will be probably media buying without creating a proper brand or proper collaterals. You do a lot of media buying. You want to get the results fast. You probably get influencers to get the word out quickly. You need to get, it's all about speed first, and your copywriting is about promising of results in probably without sacrificing something. And that's the kind of campaign that you will lead, and that is the kind of strategy that I will see, and the kind of words you use is all about creating urgency. Your words that you use is all about showing scarcity. That's the kind of things that you will try to play with in terms of your copywriting and your plan. And it's not so much about long-term value in terms of your funnel. You won't build so much about building a list. You're not so much about creating upsells. Maybe it's a bit of upsell, but not about nurturing them as well. So it may be a short funnel probably. as compared to someone collaborative, you will do probably a lot more about association, whereby you promise a system has provided consistent results, and people who join you, they are going to belong to people who share similar ideals, values, and belief, and they're part of community now. Those who buy or become a client, they are not buying the result, they are buying the association. And your campaign is all about revealing people who have joined the tribe, and you're all about the tribal feeling and the tribal offering. You show that people, and your offering is all about social proof. Your ads is all about social proof. It's all about crafting your brand very clearly, so that people are able to identify you quickly, and people know you for your brand, not so much about the results. And they want to join you because they want to be associated. And that's the beauty of it, when you know quickly where you are, and that will shape the kind of product offer you want, and that will attract the kind of people that is suitable, and you will know quickly which kind of people is suitable for you. So let's say if I'm going for collaborative and someone comes to me for conquering, I realize we can't really work together because we have different ideals. I may be able to help them to up to a certain point, but we realize we will hit the ceiling very fast in terms of what we can achieve together. So yeah, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what this book is sharing. There's so many more ideas. I will try my best to squeeze out more and try to simplify it into bite-sized content for you guys. I hope that my attempt here today gave you guys a glimpse of what branding truly is, and what Seth Godin really means, that you need to change the way you see the world, and to change the way you see marketing, because it's not just about the tactics, but you need to change your lens first before you know what's the next step. That's all for now. If you guys have questions about what I just shared, I'm sure it raised a lot of question marks on your head. Don't be hesitant, don't be shy to drop me a message anywhere, anytime, and I'll be happy to have a chat with you. Goodbye.